This is it. Gathered my courage, reined in my fear, and I think I'm finally able to recount my experience with that shadow-cursed town. Even now, I dare not speak nor write down its name, out of fear that it will come back to curse me. Reader, I am not a superstitious man, or at least, I never used to be. But the day I saw the writhing, oppressing, traumatizing, solidified form of evil, that was the day I started believing. I used to own this world with every step I took. Now, I plan my days within the daylight hours. I used to be adventurous, brave, daring. Now, even the sight of an abandoned building or nature-reclaimed corner can send me spiraling. I used to be a functioning member of society, but now that town has infested my brain like maggots wriggling in a carcass. The horrors that exist within that town wriggle within my mind and eat away at my sanity. Now, every bell toll, every dark window glance, every wolf howl, bat screech, or bear fur glimpse brings me back there. Enough of it. Let me write this note and start my healing process. I hope my therapist is right, that this will bring me from the brink. Otherwise, I'll rot in the thick darkness of hell. I remember the drive into that town like a mirror's clear reflection of every single mistake I made. The first one, driving down that unmarked road with a dangerous level of curiosity. The second being ignoring nature's warnings as I got closer and the foliage surrounding the road got more and more hostile. Thorn bushes that towered over my car and blocked out view of the surrounding forests. Narrow, slender pines that leaned to the side near the tops and formed the shapes of teeth. I saw it then, but I should have seen it for what it truly was. Not some meaningless pareidolia, but a sign from the universe, telling me exactly what I was going into. Then came the third mistake. The signs. On what was presumably the town's main sign, a dull stone thing where the new name was painted over the old, were a multitude of wooden ones. Each of them a different warning, a different desperate plea from the damned and knowledge telling me to turn back before it was too late. I pushed past every warning that presented itself with a foolish sense of adventure leading me on, compelling me to keep driving despite everything. I remember the dull, rotting wood of the fence as I approached it, poorly constructed, a sign of mankind's Sisyphean struggle against the forces of nature, connected to two similar-looking fences on the either side of it, swallowed by the thick thorn bushes and overshadowed by the trees. The weary faces of guards standing on either side of the gate watched me pass them by, weathered blue uniforms and rusty badges. There, inside the walls, felt more hostile, and the nature outside of them. There resided an oppressive force that was clear as day, where dread hung on my neck like beads of sweat, and my emotions felt dampened, like screams in the rain. I almost admire the perseverance I had then, able to push past the oppression and ask the local innkeep for a room. Almost. But then I recollect what the cause was for that I rallied against. My stupidity-stained exploration of that dead yet still breathing town. Had this been some story of old, that town would have swallowed me whole for my bravery and defiance. But reality is not so merciful. I recall the innkeeper sliding me a piece of paper, that secretive exchange that I didn't ask for then, I would never in a million years ask for now. I waited until the hotel room to open it. I knew even then that it was a secret not to be disclosed in public. But when I did, I found the cursed information that would be my fifth mistake. A map marking the spot where I would find a hole in the fence. As soon as I found the camping lantern stashed away in the cabinet of the room, I fulfilled that mistake, sneaking out and finding the hole right where the map said it would be. I remember the way I wriggled through the hole in that fence like a deranged spelunker in a tight cavern, using his hands to pull him along, inch by inch, and so did I, inching my way into nothing short of my own Dante's Inferno. Except I did not receive the merciful treatment of Dante, tasked with simply touring the various rings. No, I was instead at the sinners, being gawked at and mocked for my foolishness by Dante, and he had every right to do so, because after every warning, every sign, every emotion on the slow-burning fuse of a powder keg, I still kept going. I found what awaited me on the other side of that fence. A paradise then and a personal nightmare now. Buildings stood in all states of deconstruction and disarray, rotting, crumbling, half collapsed. But inside these dead buildings, a dark sort of life flourished, climbing on the walls, sprouting out from within and growing into them. All sorts of nature claimed these buildings, wrapping their selfish arms around them and trying to bring them down into the dirt where they too once started out before mankind harvested and rearranged them for our selfish desires. At the end of the lane is where this story finds its dreadful end. Within that haunted, cursed, damned, traitorous to everything it stands for, horrible, horrifying church. There I found... No, I can't. I hear the bells ringing and tolling like the ferryman signaling for my soul. I hear the darkness outside my windows hiding the shapes of those things as they travel to my very locations. I hear it, those leathery bat wings, the baying of wolves, the scratching of bear claws at my window. I'm writing out necessity at this point. I fear what I'll see when I look up from this paper.